Bounce Foods, and we produce a product called Bounce Energy Balls. There are some over on the table over there, so on your way out, please help yourself. We produce a healthy snack which hopefully gets people away from confectionery, chocolate, and we hope that we're going to be the future of healthy snacking. And our mission in life is to inspire positive change in the way people eat, think and live. You might think that's a bit of a grand mission, you know, we produce an energy ball, but actually we want to do something with some real purpose. We want to do something where we have a reason for what we're doing and not just selling products. Having said that, there are our products. We have a number of flavours in the range, for those of you who don't know what we do, and that's what they look like, rather a bit like, they have been described as a birdseed fat ball, but they're not actually that bad to taste. In fact, they're delicious, and we sell to a number of retailers in the UK and Sweden, Ireland and Finland, etc. So we're becoming more and more successful and have a compound growth of about 53% year on year. And we hope to get much, much bigger. Obviously, the reason I'm here today is to say that underpinning and enabling what we're doing is the Microsoft Dynamics platform. So we're using NAV and CRM, and I'll come talk to you a bit more about that as we go through. So talking back to what we do, we are all about physical health. We think about nutrition, and we kind of talk about this in a philosophy that's called eat good, feel good, do good. Because when you eat good, you feel good, and then you do good. It's that virtuous circle of wanting to make the world a better place. So the Bounce philosophy, as I said, inspiring positive change in the way people eat, think and live, focuses on good physical health. We focus on nutrition as a cornerstone of what people do, and we believe that energy is dependent on mental and spiritual nourishment. The company was formed a number of years ago, and it was formed in Australia by a husband and wife team, and there are Andy and Paula, who founded the company in 2004. They found the product in America, and they took it across back to Australia, where they knocked on doors, went door-to-door selling, and they've grown that business into around a $15 million business from starting from a very, very small seed. In 2008, we had the benefit of bringing Bounce Balls over to the UK, and they came into a number of health food retailers. We've traditionally been in the core of health food, Waitrose and Holland & Barrett. And then we got to 2010, where we changed our packaging, and we came into an environment where we'd gone away from being green, coloured, healthy, sort of health food product into the colour palette that we are now, and that gave us the start of our growth, which I said was 50% plus year on year. And we keep experiencing that down to the product that we've got, and we think the purpose on why we're delivering what we're doing. Rather than just a product, we have a purpose behind it. So the company has now grown from 5 people when I first joined the company in 2013, which was only 2 years ago. We now have nearly 20 people. We've grown significantly, and what that's brought is all the growing pains of a small to medium business. We've got more people, more customers, more volume, an elongated supply chain which takes us from the west coast of America all the way to Southampton into our warehouse in Milton Keynes. So we've had all of those challenges, and part of the reason for me joining the business was to hopefully bring in the infrastructure, and I think we probably have, to support that growth to hopefully over 25 million balls. So from a company point of view, we try to do different things. We recently did an event in Canary Wharf where we put a ball pool in there and we played volleyball for a while. We also, if any of you are in London at any point and you go past High Street Kensington, we put a ball pool into the window of High Street Kensington, and we had a number of internal meetings there. And equally, the public were playing volleyball, they were jumping around, and that's the kind of thing that we like to do, and the thing as a business and a brand that we want to bring to the UK and Europe. So, from a dynamics point of view, when I joined the business, we had a few number of people, so only 5 people. We had really no infrastructure. It was almost a one-man band situation. We had to put some more robust process, procedure, and and ways of working into the business, and that's sort of my background. So I'm not a salesman, as you can probably tell by nature, but what we did is we looked at how we were going to restructure the business going forward. So without Microsoft Dynamics, we didn't have any visibility of data. I'm sure you can align with this. So as a small business, you've got pockets of data. Everybody does everything on a spreadsheet. We've got Word documents, spreadsheets, hidden in a local file server. It's not backed up. It doesn't get saved. You can't access it outside of the office. It's not very scalable from that point of view. So everybody working in the office is working in good faith. They're doing the right things. They're working on what they need to be working on, but it's not very integrated. It's not very collaborative. It's very effort intensive because what we're doing is transferring data across the piece. So we're always transferring data from one spreadsheet to another spreadsheet, and it's time intensive. So what should take us a few minutes takes us a few hours, takes us a few days. And we've been in a situation where that is just costing us too much time, too much effort, and we've got only a few people, and that means that the resource that we have is used ineffectively. And again, what we've got is a very manual process before we brought in Dynamics, and that means everybody is working manually. They're not working effectively. We don't have any systems to link what they're doing. It's not an integrated process. So what happened when we integrated, and this was in early 2014, we decided to bring in Dynamics CRM and Dynamics NAV, and that was with the help of a company called Technology Management, and James and Liam are sitting in the audience here. So that was a great help, and we did the installation over a 4 to 5 month period. So after we brought Microsoft Dynamics in, we got real-time visibility of stock. We got real-time visibility of sales orders. We got real-time visibility of what our cost of goods and purchases were, and everybody could see it. And we could see it outside of the office, we could see it inside of the office, and we could see all of the data that we needed on a day-to-day basis to run a business effectively. From that point of view, and the reason we did it, and the reason I lobbied so hard with our CEO, is because we needed something that was scalable and would support our growth. We can't support growth with a system that doesn't integrate, it doesn't connect people, it doesn't give you real-time information. So we have a system now that gives us all of that, and it supports the growth of where we want to get to, 25 million balls plus. We've got streamlined processes, so whereas before we had sales orders going into the system, there was a system that didn't really work, it didn't connect to anything. So now when we put a sales order in the system, it's real time. We can see what people are doing, we can see when they're doing it and why they're doing it, whether it's on time or not, and it gives us good key performance indicators around that. We've got one single solution. We are using a number of Microsoft systems, so we use Nav, CRM, we use the Office 365 functionality, and we use SharePoint as well to do our document storage, so all of the information and all of the systems talk to each other. So from a business point of view, we can see stock, we can see our files that we're looking at, we can see people's calendars, and we have full mobile integrated working. From an EDI point of view, and Simon was talking about customers and being more intimate with your customers, we have a customer experience team where we had a number of orders lost because with larger customers we didn't have an integrated system, something where it was connected to our own system. So EDI is the perfect solution for us from that point of view. We've got a number of large customers that have come on to the business in the last 9 months. We've got Sainsbury's, Tesco, Boots, Waitrose, Amazon, etc. And they all need something different. They need a different level of service than a normal SMB can provide sometimes. So we need to upscale our systems. We needed to make it better. And in order to do that, we brought in EDI. And EDI connects us with our customers more closely. And that's the thing that's given us the real benefit from that point of view. So we have fewer errors. We know exactly what's coming through at any one time. And the EDI process is seamless from a point of view connecting us to our warehouse, our customers, and also within our system. So the EDI solution for us that we put through is connecting us with Amazon, Boots, Tesco, Waitrose, WH Smith. We connect with our warehouse, as I was saying, directly, and the information feeds seamlessly backwards and forwards, and it's not touched by human hand, apart from acceptance and rejection if needed. So the system allows us to not key orders twice, not miss orders. It error-proofs our process, and that's something that's absolutely invaluable when you're dealing with some of the bigger players. And you need to make your resource more effective. You need to make your people more effective on a day-to-day basis. And that's something that's really brought a major benefit to Bounce Foods and what we do. I spoke briefly about mobile working. The other real benefit of Dynamics and the way we're using it is that we have mobile CRM and we have mobile nav. This is allowing us to approve purchase orders on the run. It's allowed us to look at our P&L on the run. It's to look at our sales performance on the run. And when we go into customers, we can actually show them what's happening in their account and that we know what we're doing. So it provides credibility and confidence to our customers that we are on top of what we're doing with them. They understand that we know what their business needs are and we're delivering on that. And it gives us, as I said, an immense amount of credibility. I start using it all the time, and you can see that we've got, without mobile working, we had a local server, we had a lot of paper-based working, we had a lot of files that were scattered around the office, and people would say, well, where is the piece of information on sales for Sainsbury's? And it'd be in a folder, and people would try and drag it out, and then we'd have to scan it, and we'd have to copy it. And I'm sure you've all been there as a small business. We're still there in some instances, but not now. We had local servers where we're storing information that weren't in the cloud. And we had local programs, so every machine was bespoke. It had different software on it for different people. And now we're working in a place where actually you can pretty much log onto any computer and use it as and when you want. It's sort of, hot desking to the nth degree if we want to do that. Equally, the other benefits of what we're talking about with mobile working is we're always connected. Now, I think I'm going to link that to the end point there. Always being connected can be a bad thing. We need to have a work-life balance, and we believe wholeheartedly that at Bounce Foods. We have a very good work-life balance, but what it allows us to do is work from home more often. So our commercial team can work from home. I can work from home, our CEO works from home, but it means that we still have access to all the same data, systems, and information that we would sitting in the office. It's replicating that exact same system. And that's a real benefit for us, having that sales data, the CRM data, and our sharing files and other people's calendars. We collaborate across teams much more effectively. 2-3 years ago, we all had paper diaries, and I'm sure a few of you remember those. We were writing in them. Yes, and we used to have a weekly meeting for 30 minutes to let people know where we were. So we had a 30-minute meeting to say, right, here's my paper diary, and I'm going to tell you where I am. And then on Wednesday, you'd forgotten where everybody was, obviously. So now we can see with the diaries that we've got within the Dynamics Office 365, so we can work more collaboratively. Equally, in CRM, we can share leads, we can share sales opportunities, we also share marketing opportunities. And again, this is contained within one system. And it's something that's absolutely revolutionised how we perform our customer service, our lead generation, and our opportunity generation. We are a business on the go. We have high energy. We are Bounce Foods. We are Bounce Energy Balls. It's sort of in what we do. So we are on the go. We're out in London. That's our heartland of sales. We've got people out and about. And what this technology allows us to do is connect everybody seamlessly via phone, via tablet, via laptop. And it still gives them a work-life balance. And that's one of the key things for us. We can also share data with our customers, and as I was alluding to earlier, we've got a number of tablets, laptops that we take into customers, and again, it provides that credibility. And I think this is a really important point, that they know that you are on top of what they need you to do, and you need to be you need to be delivering on their needs. And I think, again, saying what Simon said there, you've got to have that level of customer intimacy, and I think using the technology as an enabler for you to do that is a really powerful way of doing it. So from a customer service point of view, we have enhanced the way we do customer service at Bounce in the last 2 years. It's absolutely critical to us. We have a team who are called our customer experience team, and what they do is respond brilliantly to anything that comes into the business. That's their remit, and that's what they need to do. They deal with everything that comes into the business, and they are the first port of call of anything that comes in, whether it be a complaint, an order, a question, a query, a lead, a marketing opportunity. They deal with all of that. And CRM has really allowed us to do that. So before we had any CRM or nav, we needed help. I think that's fair to say. Did we ever reply? Did we reply? Yes, we did reply sometimes, but we couldn't really track when we replied because it'd be on somebody's email. And then actually, who actually replied and what did they reply, and did they reply in line with what the business wanted it to? Actually, we didn't know, and that was fundamentally one of the issues. Have we had the question before is a huge, huge thing, because you need consistency of reply. When we're dealing with nutritional questions, you've got a question around, if I'm pregnant, can I eat a bounce ball? Actually, what do we reply? We might reply yes, we might reply no, we might reply maybe, and actually we didn't know that, and that's again one of the safety points that we were really looking to bring consistency using CRM. Where is the information, which again I alluded to, is it in somebody's email box, is it on somebody's server? Where is the information? We didn't know, and now we have the ability to know where that is. Most importantly, and I think talking again about having the customer at the core of what you do, did we follow up that lead? Did we talk to the customer? And that wasn't always happening, and that was really detrimental to the business and what we do and how we do it. And I think in the last 2 years, we have a customer response of 99%, and we also respond to everything that comes into the business within 24 hours, and that's one of our KPIs. Equally, answering the phone, we have the 2-ring rule, so everybody answers the phone in 2 rings. But we're using CRM to help us understand who's calling us and why. And again, we don't have a banana phone, but we do have a Balls email, and there's a lot of information comes through on the Balls email every day, probably about 300 emails. So the guys are sifting through what's important, what we need to respond to, and that's only enabled by the fact that we have CRM and the queue system that we've got in place now. So after all of this, we've got a single point of contact. So somebody can set up a case, a lead, an opportunity within CRM, and they can process that until the end point. They can actually make sure that they complete that, and that gives a real warm feeling to the customer. They've dealt with one person and they felt like they've got an intimate, personalised relationship with what they're doing. It is a more personalised service by definition of what we are doing. It makes people feel like they're dealing with not a larger company, but a very, very small company, and they're feeling like they've given a service that is personalised to them. We don't miss any opportunities anymore. Everything is contained within CRM. We can look at the opportunities, leads on a regular basis, daily, monthly, weekly, and everything gets actioned, everything gets processed, everything gets personalised, and that way we can bring on new customers, marketing opportunities in a much more effective way than we used to. The access to information is fantastic. We've got everything we need in CRM. We can see how many complaints we've had, we can see how many leads we've had, we can see how many opportunities we've had. And within the system, that's very powerful because we can check what our commercial team are doing, what they're working on, when they're working on it, and how we can then make them more effective. And overall, that then gives us a much better customer service. Customer service is about doing what you say you're going to do with the customer. When they contact you, you need to give them a service that they expect. That you need to personalise it. You need to deliver on what they ask you to deliver on, and that's at the heart of what we do at Bounce. Not saying we don't make any mistakes. We do make mistakes, we don't get everything right, and this is why we learn as well. So customer service at Bounce is about continuous improvement. We measure what we're doing, we record it, we then analyse it, and we understand what we're doing wrong and why we're doing it, and we feed that back into the loop, and then we look at how we can improve that. And again, we're using dynamics to improve that process. Because we've got the information recorded, we've got the information to hand, we can look at what we've done, why we've done it. One of the final things I'm going to look at is the customer service at Bounce. We have a behaviour network where we have 6 behaviours. We innovate, we perform, we deliver, we are Bounce. And with the Dynamics platform, we put this behaviour competency framework into place so that everybody at Bounce can give the personalised customer experience of what we need them to do. So we're performing, we're delivering, we're innovating, creating, giving new ideas. We have a can-do attitude, and we are Bounce. And at the heart of that, we don't take ourselves too seriously. And I think allowing our team to embrace these behaviours using our technology, the Dynamics platform, I think we're going to be doing great things in the future. So the outcome of all of what we've done in the last 2 years is that we've got data-driven productivity, we've got data-driven decision-making. You know, we make decisions based on fact rather than gut feel. And that 80% of the time is a much better way of making decisions. Obviously, we don't want to lose the entrepreneurial element of it. We also have much improved customer service. We regularly get emails back that say, thank you very much for the way you've dealt with this. Thanks very much for the way you've done this. Thanks for the delivery. Thanks for the response time. We get so many of those these days that actually we don't know what to do with them. We've got a greater response time. We know what we're doing, we know when we're doing it, we know why we're doing it. And that is fundamental to what we do on a daily basis, because actually we are a sales and marketing company at the end of it, and we need to make people feel good. You know, that's within our mantra. And then the underlying thing is we have a more effective team. Because they're more collaborative, they're more integrated, they understand what they're doing, when they're doing it, and how they're doing it. And the collaboration across the Dynamics platform allows people to see information flow. And that's fundamental to what we do these days. Thank you very much. That was everything.